The moment you invest in yourself, your health, your purpose, your goals, and dreams, the universe has no choice but to reflect that back to you. You'll naturally attract people that treat you like a prize because you have already decided that you are the greatest investment of all. Let's get right into it. Your relationship with yourself determines the relationships you attract because the way you treat yourself becomes the standard you set for how others can treat you. Let's be honest, if you are critical, neglectful, or dismissive of yourself, you will subconsciously attract partners who mirror that same treatment back to you. The inner voice in your head becomes the voice you are comfortable hearing from others, only because it feels familiar to you. So if you ignore your own needs, you will accept partners who neglect you. If you don't believe you're worthy of love, you'll attract people who confirm that belief through their actions. Let's be real. You teach people how to treat you based on how you treat yourself in ways that are both subtle and obvious. I may probably get a lot of hate for saying this, but when you don't cherish your time, others will waste it without hesitation. They cancel on you last minute and think it's okay. When you don't honor your feelings, others will dismiss them as unimportant. When you don't value your worth, others won't either. Your relationship with yourself becomes an instruction manual for anyone that's interacting with you. And the truth is, people don't test you for fun. They test you to measure your value. If you disregard yourself, what makes you think that other people will respect you? Just so you know, not everyone wants to grow and heal. You'll be surprised that most people are comfortable with where they're at, even when they know they're projecting their hurt onto others. So it's important to respect this and meet them where they are today, and not where you think they could be in the future. This brings me to my next point. As an elegant woman, would you date insecure and emotionally unavailable men? Look, there's no amount of chemistry that can compensate for the psychological pain that you will go through from dating emotionally unavailable men. I don't care how good looking he is when he has commitment issues. You accept him as he is now, without judgment or self deception. People grow at their own pace, so you can't force anyone to mature if they don't want to. Also, you may not want to hear this, but it's okay to struggle alone. It's not okay to struggle with a man. Why make your life more difficult than it already is? Trust me, men who are struggling to pay their own rent or bills do not have any capacity to date a woman, be it mentally, emotionally, or financially. Do you really think that he can take care of you when he can't even take care of himself? He's a grown ass man. Let him sort it out on his own. Here's what I meant by elegant. Well, it's not just about dressing up and adopting a classy etiquette. I mean, obviously that's important because it shows that you have standards and treat yourself well. However, it's more about instilling elegance within you that truly reflects in your character. Apart from the qualities that exude charm and sophistication, elegance is about claiming who you are and loving yourself from a place of wholeness. First of all, an elegant woman has high self esteem with a strong sense of self. She does not worry about what others think of her. Most importantly, she does not rush into a commitment. She takes her time to explore compatibility instead of jumping from one man to another out of sheer desperation. She does not beg to be chosen, but rather slows down her pace to create opportunities for him to reveal his true intention. The general rule of thumb is that the first 3 dates should never be at home. Let's be real, sleeping with men prematurely on the first date does not get you an access card to be his girlfriend. Most of the time, he loses interest and you may not hear from him again until he feels lustful. And just so you know, an elegant woman does not entertain lustful men, and it basically eliminates more than 70% of men on dating apps that just want to hook up under the pretense of dating. Trust me, men who just want to sleep with you on the first date are not providers or protectors. If there's one thing you should know about men, let it be this. They are always on their absolute best behavior until they sleep with you. The truth is, an elegant woman knows how to uphold her boundaries with grace and respect. For instance, a man can take her out to dinner 10 or 20 times, but if there is no exclusivity, she would kindly reject his advances and move on. It's just not worth her time, her energy, and her effort. On top of that, she does not ever chase a man for validation. If he's unsure about her, she's unavailable. If he disappears or ghosts her, she just go on with her life and delete his contact. In other words, she does not reward low effort because she knows that consistency matters more than charm. Anyone can impress her, but only a man with depth can sustain. Don't you think that a man who is unreliable is such a turnoff? In fact, you need to realize that your value as a woman isn't in your body, it's actually in your energy. Who you choose to entertain is a reflection of your standards. Besides that, an elegant woman masters the art of feminine communication, which is silence and inaction. Let me say this again. An elegant woman responds to a man's unacceptable behaviors through silence and inaction. It's a killer combo to respond to men who have crossed your boundaries or are lacking effort to pursue you. And that includes your boyfriend or your husband, whichever applies. Look, there's no amount of words that will make a man listen. In fact, an elegant woman does not teach a man how to treat her right. It's either she accepts or rejects his behavior. Instead, what she does is to inspire him to become the best version of himself by creating space and inviting him to step up, all while maintaining her independence and prioritizing herself. It's not that difficult. For instance, whenever he's being insensitive or does something wrong, she calls him out once and then withdraw her attention. That's enough to let him know that he screwed up. But if he just respects her by name calling or verbal insults, he is out of her life. There is no exception. An elegant woman has no fear in setting boundaries. Why would she ever pretend to be chill about things that she's not chill about? That's literally setting herself up for failure. Mind you, this is not manipulation and it's different from stonewalling, where you ignore your partner on purpose and refuse to communicate. As soon as you shift your focus back to yourself and stop keeping tabs on him all day, a real man who loves you will rise to meet your expectations. The truth is, clarity is found in his actions, not words. I can assure you that once you embody these standards, you will stop wasting time with men who are simply not worth your attention. However, I do have to say that the most toxic men have the audacity to try and waste your time because they literally go to everyone. That's when your discernment kicks in. Do you feel safe or anxious around him? Are you being respected and prioritized by him? Ultimately, a man giving you mixed signal is a decision, not confusion. An elegant woman never chases potential. She aligns with reality. She knows that there is no reward for being delusional. It's also interesting that most people misunderstood that women must play hard to get. That's probably the dumbest thing I ever heard because it should always be about being hard to get, that there's just no space for bare minimum in your life. Always remember, quality over quantity. We have come to the end of this episode. Thank you for watching and bye!